Okay, so I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with the pop artist Lizzo. She is responsible for a mass death when she tried to crowd surf at a recent show. It was actually one of the biggest tragedies reported in the recent years. Such a gigantic failure in the security department, but unfortunately we're not talking about that today. We're talking about something a lot more, troubling than that, which is that Lizzo is actually retiring, guys. I didn't think I'd see the day. I thought that, maybe I was dreaming, maybe I had a fever dream or, I don't know, like cringe-induced psychosis, but it is true. Lizzo had recently announced that she's quitting. No joke. She posted on her Instagram, I'll read this post to you. By the way, her Instagram account is at Lizzo Be Eating. Lizzo Be Eating. You'd think it would be like Lizzo Be Singing, because she's a singer, and that's her entire thing. That's how she got famous. But she's reduced herself to just a glutton, which is crazy because if I refer to her account to somebody else, I'm like, hey, Lizzo posted something cool, go check it out. It's at Lizzo Be Eating. They'd think that I'm making fun of Lizzo. They think that I'm fat-shaming, fat-phobic, and it's just like, no, that's her chosen Instagram handle. She chose that. And I don't know, man. So, Lizzo Be Eating posted this, I think yesterday. I thought it was an April Fool's joke. And it kind of was, but it also wasn't. Like, it was serious, but I guess the audience misinterpreted it. If you ask me, it was intentionally vaguely worded in order to make people think that she's quitting music, when in reality, apparently, she's just quitting listening to the haters. Has it ever been something that she's done? Does she ever listen to the haters? I don't think so. I mean, name one time Lizzo listened to the haters. When did that happen? I'm getting tired of putting up with being dragged by everyone in my life and on the internet. All I want is to make music and make people happy and help the world be a little better than how I found it. But I'm starting to feel like the world doesn't want me in it. I'm constantly up against lies being told about me for clout and views, being the butt of the joke every single time because of how I look. My character is being picked apart by people who don't know me and disrespecting my name. I didn't sign up for this shit. I quit. Alright, so this post would lead you to believe that because a bunch of 14-year-old boys inserted the whale emoji into her comment section, that she could not handle it anymore and is quitting making music and, retiring being in the limelight so she can live a life of solitude and relax and just not listen to anybody and do her own thing, right? Well, no, and I think the reason this post was meant to sound like that was to get people talking about Lizzo, perhaps because she's trying to sell something or she's dropping new music or something. But real quick, I want to actually address what she's saying here. So she's upset that people are, roasting her and being mean to her and she's getting dragged or whatever. One thing I will say is Lizzo's music isn't even that bad. It genuinely for pop music standards is not bad. Obviously there's a reason she has songs with 300 million views, And I know someone's gonna write a comment saying oh, bro listens to Lizzo. I don't listen to Lizzo. I'm just saying objectively speaking, there are worse artists than Lizzo out there that get more plays. That's just a factual statement. And if you go to any of her music videos, the like to dislike ratio is really in her favor. The music sounds good to a lot of people and, so she gets a lot of streams. So the, criticism and the way that she's being, quote, dragged is no one's saying her music is shit. No one's saying that oh, this goes hard on mute or anything like that, right? And everyone's just trolling you. They're just being oh, you're fat. Lol. You're large. You're tubby. I'm sorry, and I know that this, is hurtful or whatever, but ultimately, it's just so insignificant. If you're a person who's achieved this level of success, are you really gonna let people who have nothing even close to that, are you gonna let that get under your skin? I just don't think I could ever. Now, obviously, everyone has a different tolerance for hate comments. Some people can't stand to read them. Some people could get 100 comments telling them to end their own life in the most horrific way possible and not even bat an eye. So I guess if she gets upset by some hate comments, that makes sense, but this histrionic reaction of I'm quitting, I can't handle it is stupid, it's not believable almost. Well, it turns out the reason it's not believable is because it's not true, because Lizzo is not quitting music. She's not quitting anything really at all. She's just stopping caring about hate comments, I guess. So she dropped this video on her Instagram where she responds to people thinking that she quit, and here's the video.
I want to make this video because I just need to clarify. When I say I quit, I mean, I quit giving any negative energy attention. What I'm not going to quit is the joy of my life, which is making music, which is connecting to people.
But the way that this came across to most people is a middle schooler Snapchat story saying I'm done, heartbreak emoji, and then you swipe up, it's hey bro, what's wrong? Why are you done? And then they respond by saying, oh, I'm done staying up past midnight. It's made me quite anxious. It's oh, okay. But when you say I'm done, heartbreak emoji, it makes it sound like you just got dumped or something, She basically just did that on a much larger scale. Or it's when YouTubers title their video addressing the allegations and it's just like they got a bad haircut. I'm calling out Turkey Tom here. They'll be like, this needs to be addressed, and you think that they like got accused of some crazy stuff. It's like they haven't uploaded for 3 days.
Because I know I'm not alone. In no way, shape, or form am I the only person who is experiencing that negative voice that seems to be louder than the positive. If I can just give one person the inspiration or motivation to stand up for themselves and say they quit letting negative people win, negative comments win, then I've done even more than I could have hoped for.
I mean, I don't want to take away from her message here because it is a positive message, you know? Like, if you're someone who gets easily affected by online comments that are mean, yeah, you know, maybe you should learn to not let them get to you. I agree with that message, but I don't even understand what she's saying at this point. Don't let them win. Win what? I suppose that's just another way of saying, like, oh, don't let them get to your head, but it's just a funny way to say it. Don't let them win. I don't know if it's a win-lose scenario. It's not capture the flag. Like, they just write a comment and that's it. But I also do feel like this entire thing was just like a setup. Like, I don't think she genuinely posted this thinking that people weren't going to interpret it as her quitting music. So even if the advice is good, I can't help but feel like it's a little bit self-interested.
With that being said, I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to keep being me. Once again, I just want to say thank you. The love that I've received, whew, means more than you know.
I'm sure she's received a lot of love from people in her life, but I find it really funny when I go to the post that announced that she's quitting, the only comments I see are clowning on her. Is it already Christmas? Best present ever. Bye. We won't miss you. The other two are just foul. I'm not even gonna read those. Did she, like, let's be honest for a second, guys. Like, did she even do anything? Like, is it just like she's like kind of irritating and body positive or whatever? I don't really care about these comments, but like, like, am I missing something? Is there like a reason why so many people hate her? Or is it just like, you know, like this like girl boss attitude of like, oh, I'm not gonna let the haters win, you know? Okay, nope, just kidding. I looked into it, and apparently Lizzo has harassment lawsuits against her now, which is really interesting. Let's take a look at some of this. One particular vivid allegation: Lizzo's accusers claim she pushed them to attend a live show at a venue in Amsterdam's red light district called Bananen Bar, and then pressured them to engage with the performers, including eating bananas protruding from the performers' after Lizzo herself allegedly led a chant goading Davis to touch one performer's the lawsuit says. Davis eventually did so. Okay, so I guess Lizzo, what are we doing here? I just took a DNA test. Turns out I'm 100% Epsteinian. Anyway, though, maybe I should talk about that in a separate video. Should I go into this entire Lizzo lawsuit thing? Let me know down in the comments below. But in the meantime, if you guys ended up enjoying this video, please be sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. And I will see you guys all in the next one. Goodbye.